Well, hello there. Thanks for stopping by the homestead. Well, y'all, it turns out I just can't help myself. I went and did it again. I bought another pallet of cement. Well, this week's project, we're working on a cross fence. This is going to do a couple things for us, really a handful actually, is we're going to get some sheep and a donkey here pretty soon. That way it's going to divide our property into half. That way they have a nice secure spot to always eat. Eventually we'll end up subdividing it, hilfing, high intensity grazing. That way they're kind of forced for one area to eat, and you rotate that around. That way you also give it time to breathe. Secondly, we're going to put our rabbits over there as well. Our dog, for the most part, leaves our rabbits alone, but every so often, if we're not watching, he kind of goes after them a little bit, gives them a bit of a heart attack, so it's going to be a benefit to put him on that side of the fence. But third, and maybe my wife's favorite, it's going to keep the chickens and ducks from leaving their back door presents on our patio. All right, I'm going to start getting it laid out.
I want the cross fence to be parallel to the side of the house. I wanted to give enough room for a possible home extension, plus also a throughway I can drive a tractor or lawnmower through. I'm going to measure 40 feet off the side of the house. I start by sighting down one side of the house, and then the other. At this point I'm just eyeballing it. To make sure it's square, I'll ensure both sides are equal and both hypotenuse are equal. Next, I'll set my two outside posts. I'm going to eyeball to make sure the two stakes are in line. At this point, I'm just marking the general location. Once I get both sides lined up, I'll finish digging the entire hole and setting the post. Well, it's that time again, the one I dig so much.
All right, y'all, what's the next morning? I let the two outside posts cement cure overnight. Before I start lining up all the other posts, I'm going to get the center cross braces cut up real quick. It's a great time to use the new stop blocks.
For this project, I'm going to need a total of 7 crossbars. I'll end up showing you here towards the end of the video what I'm using these for, but for now I'm getting them cut up to make sure I help lay out the fence correctly. This is a great time for repeatable cuts with this stop block. Before I get to digging, I'm going to run a line between my two outside posts. On this cross fence, we're going to have 3 gates. 2 large gates for tractors to drive through on the outside, plus 1 walk-through gate here off our back porch. I figure y'all know how to dig a hole, so let's focus on this 1 walk-through gate. Notice I used the crossbars I cut previously as spacers to ensure the vertical posts are always spaced. I'm not so worried about the height right now because I'm actually going to bring in dirt to help level it out. And at the end, after I hang the wire, I'll end up cutting the top of the post off to make a perfectly straight top line. Well, I got all the holes dug and the posts set in cement, so I got a couple days for it to cure. This high tensile fence is going to put a lot of stress on these posts, so I want to make sure the concrete's nice and hard. In the meantime, I got a friend to come over to drive the tractor while I lay out the T-posts. They're pretty shy, so they're probably not going to show up on camera. Alright, well in all reality, it's probably the safest thing for me to do to let the tractor creep along while I walk alongside it. I just make sure I always stay behind the bucket and the T-post and never get under the wheels. I sure wish my friend would stick around to help me bang in these T-posts. I'm using this piece of conduit that's 10 foot wide to help space between each T-post. To get the T-post vertical, I just go about by sense of feel. Basically, I make sure the top is lined up against the string and let go of it. If it stands up for half a second, I figure it's pretty straight. Now's the fun part, just banging into the ground. I step to the side to get the string off the T-post, that way I don't cut it while banging this in. To make sure they're all the same height, I use my chin as a reference. I figure if I can just barely rest my chin on top of the hammer, it's the right height. I then pull it off the back of the line, that way it doesn't interfere with the next T-post that I set. Once I start to stretch the long wire, I'll put it back in line. Alright, well 2 down, 50 more to go. Alright y'all, well that's it for this weekend. But next week, I'll show you my favorite fence end. Alright, thanks for watching. Come on back now.